27 years ago. 27 years ago? About. I had two really nice horses. We moved here from New York. I had two horses, and I thought, well, there was a great riding, handicap riding program in New York, and I thought, well, when I come to Birmingham, I'll volunteer my my horses and myself to a handicap riding program. And so I started calling around, and there was none. So I approached the Abdullahs, who were at that time leasing the stable at Oak Mountain State Park. And they were very gracious and offered me to be able to use their school horses and their equipment. And we started off with 5 horses and 5 students. And we did it on Saturday, and I used all the people who took lessons at Oak Mountain and made them volunteers. And that's really how we got started.
I volunteered at Oak Mountain.
And there are a ton of people. I mean, the thing that really amazes me still to this day is not only the children whose lives we've changed, but the hundreds of people whose lives have been changed by being involved in that program. I mean, we've had people who, you know, that were, you know, felt unneeded and depressed, and it changed their life. They got a whole new perspective on life just helping other people and seeing how much these kids loved what they were doing and how proud they were to be doing it. Because when they're handicapped like that, there isn't a great sense of pride. And now they're doing something that even their able-bodied friends don't do or be afraid to do. And so, it did a great deal for their self-esteem, aside from the fact that I've seen children go from wheelchair to walkers, from walkers to quad canes, from quad canes to walking on their own, because the movement of the horse is the same movement as your hips move when you're walking. And these kids who are in wheelchairs have never experienced that until they've gotten on the back of a horse. And they could feel that movement, which they've never personally felt themselves. And it's really, they can do things that they can't do in a clinical situation because of the movement of the horse. They don't have any horses in their physical therapy clinics. We have, when we first started, we had an orthopedic surgeon who did almost nothing but cerebral palsy patients. His daughter rode at Oak Mountain. He came to my first meeting, and he's like, I'll send you everybody I've got. Working for him at the time was the only pediatric physical therapist in the entire state. She became on our board of directors and still remains on our board today. In fact, the 4 of us who started the program, myself and the 3 people that were at that meeting who were really enthusiastic about getting this thing going, are still on the board of directors 26 years later. And like I said, it's changed so many lives. But of course, what I'm looking for and what I want to happen here with me bringing this to you all is that it requires a lot of volunteers, and it requires a lot of money. As you all know, you're horse people. We have 14 horses there. Okay, they've got to be fed. They've got to have shoes. Okay, they've got to have maintenance, veterinary maintenance. So it's a big money-eating situation. We do get some grants. We have fundraisers, and everybody that works for this program except there's 1 full-time administrator, 2 part-time administrators, and the instructors get a pittance, really a pittance for teaching the classes. So everything else is volunteer, and probably about, I would say, for every 100 students, there's about 300 volunteers. So it requires a lot of people. But I'd love to show you this video so you can see what the program's all about. It's an awesome program. I'm very, very proud of it.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Are there other special equestrians in other states?
It's all of the United States.
Okay.
Originally it was called North American Riding for the Handicapped. Then it changed their name to PAD. But yes, and you have to be certified by them. Okay? One thing, insurance. It's very hard to come by. So if you're not certified, you can't get insurance. Most insurance companies do not want to insure, they're not, it's very expensive to get, as you know, to get insurance for an able-bodied program, for a handicap riding program, it's really tough. So the parent organization, the national organization, has an insurance company that once you're certified, every 3 years we have to be recertified, and I'll very proudly tell you that for every 3 years they come and tell us the same thing. They don't have an accreditation high enough to give our program. We always get 100%. It is the most beautifully run program, thanks to Kathy Claybrook. We have, when I bought the Tack shop, I hired Kathy Claybrook to be the director of Special Equestrians, and she's just amazing. She's fabulous, and you'll see her on here. So watch this, and then I'll take questions afterwards, okay?
Now, who thought of that logo?
Is that loud enough?
Special Equestrians provides
I'll
therapeutic
let you
riding
explain.
for people with physical, mental, or emotional disabilities. We serve people with CP, autism, Down syndrome, people that have had spinal cord injuries. All of these disabilities are benefited by the movement of the horse. Special Equestrians is not just a pony ride. Trained professionals develop a plan to encourage strength, balance,
She's an OT. We have a bunch of
things
OTs.
that will help to improve the quality of life for our participants. And the whole primary part or reason for therapeutic riding is that the horse's hips move in the same three-dimensional planes that a human's hips move. So it's kind of like walking with training wheels. When the horse moves, all that movement is transmitted to our riders, and they have to move their pelvis forward and backwards, side to side, and rotate, which are the exact same movements we use in walking. So every time the horse takes a step, it teaches that person how to move their hips when they take a step, or when they're trying to reach and move in and out of their center of gravity. It strengthens all the postural muscles that they need, that are the foundation for all of our other movements.
On a physical therapy standpoint, I notice since I've been riding a difference in my balance, my coordination,
He teaches you
hand-eye
about
movement, all of that since I've been coming out here has improved. During the session, when I'm riding, I'm not thinking about work or paying bills or the price of gas or whatever. I can just be me and Rapido and enjoy this time and just as a diversion.
The children and adults get on the horses, and they do a lot of stretching and a lot of therapy, and it's a whole lot harder than what it looks. And it is so much more fun than going to therapy and being stretched out. It is just unbelievable how much more fun it is. There is no way we could do this program without hundreds of dedicated volunteers. Without the volunteers and staff, then we wouldn't be special.
There's so many opportunities that you don't really have to have any horse experience to be a vital part out here.
That's the neat thing about this program, is that I see growth in our volunteers too. And I do it because I love it. And you can see when people interact with these animals, you see an immediate response. And it's really thrilling to see, and it's gratifying to be there as a volunteer. Giving here, you see immediate results. You actually see people go from point A to point B, and there's an improvement in just the 9-week session that they're out here. There actually is that feeling, I have done something, it's important, and it's made a difference.
You know, there are a lot of kids who won't end up being able to ride independently. When Sam first started, she could not ride independently, and they do a lot of encouraging, motivating, teaching one-on-one, which is very helpful.
There is no greater joy than to be out here when the kid rides for the first time and they make the horse trot for the first time and that kid laughs. You can't have a bad day. Literally, you can't.
A lot of parents are speaking.
All right, everybody practice. Put your hands on your hips and stand up and down 10 times. And sidewalkers, you're also looking to see that their foot doesn't go back towards the horse's tail. It should stay near the girth. The horses are really amazing, the way that they respond. It's incredible to watch them work. They respond very directly, and it makes it an incredible incredibly useful tool for therapy, for therapeutic riding, and riding lessons, and for psychotherapy purposes, and all kinds of other things, because horses and humans have a really unique bond, and they can work together on that level. And it's pretty incredible to see how sensitive they are to their riders, to the trainers, to the volunteers, to the staff. And they are partners in this endeavor, and truly to be respected as partners. It's pretty amazing. For a lot of our kids, horses are a big thing that's unique to them. When all their other classmates have sports that they participate in, this is kind of a unique sport that not every kid gets participate in, so it gives them their own place to be and to succeed, and gives them the self-confidence to take on life's challenges then. Can everybody halt your horse? Nice job, Corey. Pull back till he stops. You're in charge. Use your big muscles, okay? Use your big, hold on to your horse. Nobody else is holding him. You're in charge. So it's a chance to learn social skills, self-confidence, physical skills, all wrapped up in one fun activity that they don't even realize is therapy.
James is diagnosed with autism, and it's helped him a lot with his physical, motor skills. James doesn't seem to sit up straight at times, and after this session, I can tell the difference. His teachers can tell the difference, and he's a very, very focused child after the session.
I think this therapy has been especially good for Josh, because it's something that he can talk to other people about. He does horse riding. He has something that he does and enjoys it. So it's been a confidence builder as well as being good therapeutically.
A lot of these children are limited in what they can do, and in this sort of environment, they have the support and the caring, of individuals that are used to working with children with a variety of disabilities. I definitely, think it's a great program.
The biggest impression on me was a smile the first time he got on the horse, and he has gotten to the point now where he can handle the horse pretty much on his own, and he really enjoys it. Every Saturday morning he says, "Daddy, we're riding horses today." I said, "Yes, son, we're going to ride horses." So he really does enjoy it.
When she came back from the first trail ride, I heard her talking to the woman walking beside her, and she said, "I like it when the horse runs because I can't." And that was it for me. That's why this is so amazing for her, because she can do things and hold herself in ways that she can't usually. But the most amazing thing is that it just gives her a sense of freedom that she doesn't otherwise have.
It's the movement, it's being outside, it's being with that big animal and mastering the skills that it takes to keep a horse controlled, and they know they're doing it. It's not all, the volunteers help, but it's the kids that are doing it, and they know it, and they know when they're in control, and it boosts them up every day. And then when you see the kids that are in a wheelchair and now they're riding, they can go in the woods, they can go through creeks, they can do the things that wheelchair doesn't allow them to do. And it's phenomenal. It's just absolutely phenomenal.